Okay, so if you're a team leader, you are definitely feeling the pressure right now. AI is just, it's everywhere, and the message from the top is crystal clear. You need to adopt it. But here's the thing, just buying a shiny new tool isn't a strategy. Today, we're going to dive into the most critical part of any AI plan, and that's the people.
All right, let's get right to the heart of it, shall we? When these big AI initiatives don't deliver on their promises, our first instinct is usually to blame the software, right? Or the algorithm. But the real problem, it's almost always a lot closer to home.
I want you to really think about this for a second. We've all heard the horror stories, these huge AI projects that cost a fortune and then just kind of fizzle out. Why does that happen so often? It's a really common fear, and the answer might actually surprise you.
And there it is. Seriously, let that sink in. This is the central idea for our entire explainer. The tech can be absolutely brilliant, but if your team is confused, maybe a little resistant, or just plain unprepared to use it, well, that project is pretty much doomed from the start. So this is the big mindset shift we're talking about. We got to flip the script. Stop asking, which tools should we buy? And start asking, how do we get our people ready? Because that investment in your team, that is what truly unlocks what the technology can do.
Okay, so if the problem is that people aren't ready, well, the solution has to be a clear, structured plan, right? We're going to call it the AI training blueprint.
Now, a real training plan, it isn't some one-off 2-hour workshop that everybody just forgets by Friday. No way. This is a continuous journey. It's about building genuine awareness, practical skills, and, maybe most importantly, the confidence for your team to use these incredibly powerful tools the right way.
And a really good plan cuts through all that noise by answering just three fundamental questions. Who are we actually training? What do they really need to know to do their jobs? And so critically, how do we make absolutely sure they're using it responsibly? This turns a huge, kind of scary topic into manageable, doable steps.
All right, and this next part is absolutely crucial. You can't just throw the same super technical deep dive at everyone in the company. That's just a recipe for total overload and a whole lot of anxiety. To be effective, training has to be tailored to the roles people actually have. Okay, check this out. This breakdown is so useful. Just think about your own team for a second. At the very bottom, you've got AI awareness. This is for everyone, period. Then you have your AI users. These are the people on the front lines using the tools every day. Above them, AI operators, your power users, the ones designing the prompts and the workflows. And right at the top, you've got the AI decision makers, the leaders setting the strategy. Each of these groups needs a completely different playbook. So, what actually goes into a great training plan? What are the ingredients? Well, it really boils down to 4 essential building blocks that all work together to create a team that's both competent and confident.
Let's break these down, because they really do build on each other. First up, foundational AI literacy. You need everyone speaking the same basic language. Second, ethical awareness. This is totally non-negotiable. You have to ensure responsible use. Third, practical application. This is where the magic happens, where people get their hands dirty with tasks that are actually relevant to their jobs. And finally, number 4, continuous support, because AI is always changing, and your team's learning has to keep up.
Okay, so theory is great and all, but let's make this real. Let's look at a case study that shows the night and day difference that a solid training plan can actually make. So here's a super classic scenario, right? An HR department wants to use AI to speed up hiring. They bring in a new tool to help screen resumes, maybe schedule interviews. On the surface, it seems like a simple win for efficiency. And this slide just perfectly lays out the 2 different roads they can go down. On one side, without training, it's chaos. The team just blindly trusts whatever the AI spits out, they end up missing great candidates, the process feels unfair, and employee trust just plummets. But on the other side, with the training plan, the whole story changes. The team knows how to critically review the AI suggestions. The final decisions are always human-led, which leads to faster, fairer hiring, and a team that feels empowered, not replaced. And that right there is the key lesson. That's the balance you're looking for. Training lets you get all the speed and efficiency of AI without having to sacrifice your values, or fairness, or accountability. A human is always responsible for the final call. Okay, let's bring this all home. As we've seen, the most advanced AI tool in the world is basically useless without a team that knows how to wield it wisely. Your people aren't an obstacle you have to get around. They are your strategy.
Because when you really invest in a solid training plan, you're not just teaching people how to click buttons. You're reducing fear, you're building trust, you're ensuring AI is used safely and ethically, and most importantly, you're aligning your entire team around a shared vision for the future.
And all of this really brings us to the most important mindset shift you can make. You have to remember this. AI is a tool. Its job is to support people, to augment what we can do.
It doesn't replace them. It doesn't replace human judgment or ethics or accountability. And great training makes sure your team never, ever forgets that they are the ones in the driver's seat. Always.
This is really the challenge, but it's also the massive opportunity right in front of us. The finish line here is always moving. The teams that are going to win, the ones that are going to thrive, are the ones that build a culture of continuous learning.
So look, if you take just one single thing away from this whole explainer, please let it be this. Before you look at another piece of software, look at your team. Invest in them. Train your people first. I promise the technology and all the success that comes with it, that'll follow.